Okay, welcome everyone. Our declaration of opening of tonight's ordinary council meeting is made at 5:30 p.m. Welcome. So tonight is a decision-making night. We had forum last Wednesday where we had question and answers. So if anyone's watching online, this is the night we make decisions on every item that's presented before us. So item number 2 is opening procedures. 2.1 is acknowledgement of country. And I'd like to invite Councillor Mencelli to present the acknowledgement to country.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Shire of Northam would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Balladong and Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging.
Thank you, Councillor Mencelli. So on page 6, item 2.2 is recording of council meetings. Members of council are aware and members of the gallery are aware, but they've been advised again that this meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded and made available on the Shire of Northam's YouTube channel. If members of the public would like to have access to the recording of this meeting, they can do so via the Shire of Northam website. Item number 3 is attendance. 3.1 is attendees of the council members. And as per my protocol, I'll go from left to right to welcome every councillor. So we have Councillor Bigland, Councillor Gierak, Councillor Ryan, Councillor Williams, Councillor Mencelli, President Antonio, Councillor Appleton, Councillor Polton, Councillor Hughes. All the staff as listed are here. So we have the Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Terralink, Acting Executive Manager Engineering Services, Mr. King, Executive Manager Development and Community Services, Mr. Hunt, Executive Manager Corporate Services, Mr. Young, Manager Governance and Risk, Ms. McCall, Manager Administration Engineering Services, Ms. Van Beek, and Governance and Risk Officer, Ms. Blase. So that is item 3.1. We now go to page 7. Item 3.2 is apologies, is nil. Item 3.3, approved leave of absence is nil. Item 3.4, absent is nil. So we go to page 8 for item number 4 is disclosure of interest. We do have a number, so I'll go through these now, and as the item comes up, I'll just remind everyone it's a declaration of interest. Item 13.1.1 is lease of a portion of reserve 44700. Lot 29082 Fox Road, Burlong, Perth TQ Car Club. So President Antonio, that's myself, has declared impartiality. The Vice President of Perth TQ Car Club Committee is an ex-Shire of Northam councillor and well known to President Antonio. Councillor Gierak has declared impartiality. The Vice President of the TQ Car Club is known to Councillor Gierak. Councillor Hughes has declared impartiality. The Vice President of the Perth TQ Club is known to Councillor Hughes. Councillor Mencelli has declared impartiality. The Deputy President of the Perth TQ Club is an ex-councillor and known to Councillor Mencelli. Councillor Ryan has declared impartiality. The Vice President of the Car Club is known to me as a former councillor of the Shire of Northam. Councillor Williams has declared impartiality. The Vice President of the PTQCC Car Club is a friend. And Councillor Williams has offered assistance if the Speedway goes ahead. Item 13.3.1, proposed changes to the management of country. Councillor Gierak has declared impartiality. Members of the Noongar Cultural Advisory Group are known to Councillor Gierak. Councillor Mencelli has declared impartiality. Members of the Northern Cultural Advisory Group are known to Councillor Mencelli through Councillor Mencelli's chairmanship of the group. Now, item 14.1 is behind closed doors, so I'll read those out.
Sorry, Mr. President, do I need to do one because I know Mr. Councillor Mencelli for 14.1? As he is the Deputy President?
It's up to you, but you can do it, but I'll leave that until the item. So I won't read them out now.
Sorry.
Yeah, so, but the 14.1 behind closed doors, I'll read them out as we get to that. We go to page 10. So we have item number 5, which is announcements by the presiding member without discussion. so that is taken as read. So then we go to page 12, which is item number 6, public questions. I did not ask before, so I'll ask now. If members of the gallery have got any questions, that's a definite no, so there's no public questions. Item number 7 is response to previous public questions taken on notice, that is nil. Item number 8 is receiving of petitions, presentations and deputations. 8.1 petitions is nil. Presentations, 8.2. We have 3, so I'd just like to present these to council. So the first one is from St John Ambulance, Certificate of Appreciation for the support of the 2025 Wheatbelt North Volunteer and Sub-Centre Recognition Awards. So I'd like to present this, I'll probably present this to the CEO, so that's for the camera to see that, so that was their appreciation. It's the first time that the St John's Wheatbelt North District have had an awards event, and the Shire supported them in that. So present that to the CEO. And then we go to page 13. And we have, just getting my order right, we have from Central Regional TAFE, a Certificate of Appreciation for sponsoring the 2024 Trainee of the Year Award. Now, just a note, I'm not doing this a year late. We do those awards in 2025 for recognition of the previous year, so everyone knows that. So I'd like to present this. So it was a very, very good night. We've got a lot of trainees coming out of Central Regional TAFE, a lot of talent, so I'd like to present that to the CEO as well. And the third one we've got is from Avon Valley Shoto Khan, Black Belt, as a token of the group's gratitude and Shire's ongoing support of their organisation and students. So the Shoto Khan recently had an international event across the Shires of 2J and Northern. Shire Northern was a major sponsor, or supported them in many ways, as we do with a lot of community groups. It's with the hire of the recreation centre and things like that to provide support. So as a token of their appreciation, I'm glad I didn't have to demonstrate this. They've given us a black belt. So that was very good. I'll present that to the CEO as well. So that's great. It's great to be recognised, but supported by all the community groups. So well done to all those. So item 8.3, deputations on page 13. There's no deputations, so I'll just continue on. Item number 9 is applications for leave of absence. That is nil. Item number 10 is confirmation of minutes. So we've got 10.1 confirmation of minutes from the ordinary council meeting held 26th of August 2025. Councillor Hughes is moving. I saw Councillor Shelley is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? So all those in favour by a show of hands. That's 9-0, that's carried. And item 10.2 is notice from the council forum meeting held 10 September 2025. Just want to check if there's any queries or clarifications, as that's a new item tonight, councillors. No, if not, I've got a recommendation on page 13. Councillor Ryan is moving, Councillor Gierak is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? So all those in favour by a show of hands. That's 9-0, that's carried. So we now go to page 30. So item number 11 is items brought forward for the convenience of those in the public gallery. I'm not bringing any items forward tonight. Item number 12 is reports of committee meetings. 12.1 is minutes from the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee meeting held on the 19th of August 2025. We have the receipt of the minutes in the first place. Councillor Appleton is moving. Councillor Ryan is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against receipt of the minutes? So all those in favour by a show of hands. That's 9-0, that's carried. And then we have the adoption of the recommendations with the correct date there. Councillor Ryan is moving. Councillor Appleton is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? So all those in favour by a show of hands. That's 9-0, that's carried. We go to page 32, which is item 13, officer reports. 13.1 is the CEO's office. And the first item is 13.1.1, lease of a portion of Reserve 44700, being lot 29082 Fox Road, Burlong, Perth TQ Car Club. Just a reminder, I'm going to, as councillors President Antonio, Councillor Gierak, Councillor Hughes, Councillor Mencelli, Councillor Ryan, Councillor Williams have all declared an impartiality interest in this item. Each councillor declares that they will consider the matter on its merit and vote accordingly. And there's a recommendation on page 44. I saw Councillor Hughes first, Councillor Bolton second. So Councillor Hughes moved, Councillor Bolton seconded. Anyone likely to speak against this recommendation? So all those in favour by show of hands. That's 9-0, that's carried. We now go to page 129. So item 13.2 is engineering services, which is nil. Item 13.3, development community services. Then we've got items 13.3.1, proposed change of acknowledgement of country. As Councillor Gierak and Mencelli have declared impartiality interest in this item, each councillor declares that they will consider the matter on its merit and vote accordingly. And there's a recommendation on page 131, starting on page 131, and I'm going to move to Councillor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a minor amendment to the recommendation, being the changing of the word to Balladong Noongar and Whadjuk Noongar instead of Balladong Noongar or Whadjuk Noongar meeting in one day. Putting it across the board, Balladong and Whadjuk Noongar.
Okay, so thank you, Councillor Williams. So everyone can see that on the board, so how that's proposed. So I need a seconder for that to proceed. Councillor Appleton. Is there anyone likely to speak against that item? Councillor,
the question.
Councillor Wright.
So the officer's report, just in regards to the amendment. So it's my understanding that the elder group approved what was proposed. So I was just wondering whether or not the elder group has been consulted with the amendment.
Not by staff, no. Sorry, not by staff, no, it's been a while. But yeah, no.
So Councillor Williams has moved that, Councillor Appleton has seconded. Is anyone likely to speak against that motion as per the board? If not, I'll put that motion. All those in favour by show of hands. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those against? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's carried. 5, 4. We now move to page 136. So item 13.3.2. Amendment to the Avon Valley Alliance Tourism MOU. There's a recommendation on page 139. Move the recommendation. Councillor Mencelli is moving. Councillor Gierak is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? So all those in favour by show of hands. That's 9-0. That's carried. We now go to page 147. So item 13.4 is corporate services. 13.4.1 is accounts and statements of accounts. August 2025. There was some more question and answers on this during the week and recommendations on page 149. Councillor Gierak has a question.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, I've got a couple of questions. First of all, regarding the decision to simplify the descriptions in the invoice, what was the reason behind that? Because I find it probably give us too much information, and because of that, probably there are going to be a lot more questions. Clarify?
Yes, we're actually going to include a bit more information. I think we've provided too much, so acknowledge that, and we will be providing some further information.
Thank you. Also, I would like to just have some clarification on the response that I received from my questions, if I may. First of all, in regards to the Avonmore rent, which were a duplicated item, and I understand that one was for shire rates and land rates, or shire rates and water rates. So the Avonmore is the village green instead. And then I received the explanation that the $7,116.41 was for shire rates, land tax and water rates. So we will pay shire rates to ourselves.
No, we charge our rates to the owner, and the owner, we reimburse it as part of a commercial lease, which is in general commercial lease. The leasee generally pays the rates, so they're passed on to them. So yes, we charge them to the owner of the land, and then he gets reimbursed from us for it under the conditions of the lease. We have to pay all our costs.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And there was other one, which was in regards to. So regarding to the insurance and the stables on Jubilee August, so we have those stables insured and we will get the refund for the day.
Correct, the stables were still on the asset register as we're still doing end of year adjustments to the assets. They were reconciled against the insurance and the insurance stayed on them. The insurance for the stables was $38.40. We have let LGIS know and we'll have it credited back and have it removed from the insurance register in future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, councillor. Councillor Ryan, you were going to move this on? Councillor Ryan has moved, Councillor Gearan has seconded. Is anyone likely to speak against? So all those in favour by show of hands? That's 9-0, that's carried. We now go to page 215. So item 13.4.2, financial statements for the period ending 31st July 2025 and 31st August 2025, with the recommendation on page 217. Councillor Menchel is moving, Councillor Hughes is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? To all those in favour by show of hands? That's 9-0, that's carried. Then we go to page 252. We've got item 14, matters behind closed doors. And I have a mover. The second, Councillor Holden has moved. Councillor Shelley has seconded. That is procedural, so I'll put that straight to the vote. All those in favour by show of hands. That's 9-0. And I did and to read that all the councillors dedicated impartiality interest in that item, declared that they would consider the matter its merit accordingly. So all good. So the recommendation for the item 14.1, rates exemption application 159 Fitzgerald Street Northern. It was carried 9-0. The council approves a rate exemption for land used exclusively for charitable purposes under section 6.262G of the Local Government 1995 to the Wheatbelt Community Legal Centre Inc. commencing on 1 July 2025 for the duration of the lease of 159 Fitzgerald Street Northern, assessment 11059. So that was the recommendation as carried. Just a reminder, we are still on page 252 of our agenda. We have item number 15, motions of which previous notice has been given, is nil. Item 16, urgent business approved by decision, is nil. Item number 17 is declaration of closure, is made at 5:52 p.m. I'd like to thank councillors for their input and question and answers and debate. Thank the officers for professional reports and their answers, and thank members of the gallery for attending.